Good day, viewers out there, and happy new month to you all. And thank you for joining us on Pop TV studio here in Owodi Quarters, Bashirinova Road in Ekiti. I want to really wish you a very good month and the best of luck as we proceed in this new month. I am your uncle, Kadi Adibuli, and today we shall be looking at issues related to drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking. And with me in the studio to do justice to this, two experts I say, Mr. Olowoniyi the Ekiti State Commander of NDLEA. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And
to my far left is pharmacist Mrs. Bolanle Oreyemi-Osoba. She is the Chairman, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Ekiti Chapter. You're welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Once again, you are welcome to Pop TV studio here in Ekiti. Let us go straight to the business of the day. Let me start with you, Mr. Anthony Olowoniyi. Who is Mr. Anthony Olowoniyi?
Mr. Anthony Olowoniyi is the State Commander, NDLEA, Ekiti State Command. I became commander here after the retirement of my predecessor in 27th October 2021.
Okay, so far so good. How do you see the challenges being held?
Well, the challenges is enormous. There are many, and sourcing information is a big challenge. Financing it is a big challenge. The position also having finance to execute projects or to carry out operations is a big challenge. Then cooperation of officers too is a big challenge. Cooperations of people around us, informants and the rest is also a big challenge. But God helping us, we have been going through it. God has been seeing us.
Okay, let me come to you, Madam Bolanle Oreyemi-Osoba. Who is Bolanle Oreyemi-Osoba?
Yes. I am a pharmacist. I am currently the Chairman, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Ekiti State Chapter. I work at State Specialist Hospital Ikere Ekiti. I am the head of the pharmacy department. And I am who I am, trying to impact lives and society. An advocate of the generation next, being the future of the nation. Thank you.
Yeah, when you take up that, mantle of leadership, is there any time at all you feel like, I'm able to carry on with this?
You can say that again, sir. Yes. Sometimes when we have challenges with funds, when we have uncooperative members, or people that have so numerous expectations, not knowing the challenges that you are trying to manage yourself. That's a big challenge. It's sometimes discouraging. But thank God, so far so good. Well, God being on our side, we have been moving forward and we are not relenting until victory is achieved.
That's a good one. And let me come to you, Mr. Anthony Olowoniyi. Let us look at it, at the Decree 48,
yes,
by which the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency was established. It's referred to as the Act of Parliament. Let me ask you, what's the objective of this act?
Thank you very much. The objective of the act is simply to, number one, the agency is empowered to coordinate all drug activities, all drug functions. Then also, another objective is the drug demand reduction. That is publicity, enlightenment, and also prosecution. The law states 3 category areas. Apart, there are so many functions in the decree, but majorly one is the drug demand reduction, second prosecution, then the other one is the arrest and seizures. These are the major focus of the Decree 48 of 2004.
And we say that since the time you assumed the head here in the Ekiti State, you'll be able to, to work freely, without any hindrances with this, this act.
Yeah, well, since I took became the state commander, there has been no much problems. The job has been going on well, but of course we have challenges. We have challenges in the areas of sourcing information. There are so many people that if you don't give them money, if you don't pass money to them, they won't give you anything. And most of our information is money induced. Then again, we have regular problems. We have just 3 vehicles, and only one, that is the one I brought to this studio, is the one that is, I would say, near perfect. The rest are 1 day out, 1 day at the mechanic or shop. And we also have Ekiti State. We are only located in 5 areas, 5 communities in Ekiti State. That is Ado, that's the headquarters, Ijero, Odi, Ikole, and Ise. But the law empowers us to be at all the local government areas. But because of challenges of finance, we have not been able to be at every local government in Ekiti State.
From what you just said now, you need to actually, to perform. There's no excuses. How do you source for money to be able to, the little you're able to achieve so far?
Well, the agency, since the advent of Brigadier General Muba Marwa, the finances of the agency has a little bit been improved. We receive a monthly subvention. Then we also have partners within that also help us provide one thing or the other for us. The state government too they've been trying their best. They are also been contributing to our success. So majorly, government has improved. Government funding has improved to a limited extent because we don't have all we need to have. But in terms of sourcing information, instead of maintaining the office, in terms of servicing our vehicles, the funding has been improved from national headquarters of our agency.
Okay, I'll still come back to you.
Yes.
Madam, let's look at it. Your department is in charge of, manufacturing and of course regulate kind of drugs that go to our society. Yes. There are so many people out there that doesn't even really understand what you mean by pharmacy. What is your department really doing?
Thank you. As a pharmacist, our training empowers us. It equips us to be able to manufacture, to be able to import, export, control, regulate, and do everything that has to do with drugs. We are able to understand how the drug goes into you, what your body does to the drug, the expected outcomes of the drug on you, the benefits of the drug to your body, and also the untoward effects of that drug on your body. In fact, simply put, we are your drug experts. We get to know about even some of these drugs from their, maybe they are from plant sources or from other natural sources. Where we will be able to limit the active ingredients. We identify the active ingredient from these substances and try to make several copies of those. We call it drug synthesis. We make them from chemicals so that they will be made available in multiple doses to several people, because the quantity we usually get from plants and animals or other organic sources are usually limited. But once we are able to identify what works in that organic substance, then we try to multiply it by chemical synthesis.
Yeah, and then when you look at it in our society today, we have so many substandard drugs circulating in the society.
True. And
you are in charge. So many people prefer, so many Nigerians prefer, so many Ekiti people prefer to patronize this rather than going to the expert, the pharmacist.
Yes, that has been a major challenge for the society. The problem is people always seek for the cheaper options. Yes, and when you are seeking for cheap, you are also seeking for fake, counterfeit, and substandard. For instance, if paracetamol is supposed to contain 500 milligram acetaminophen, and someone thinks that, oh, I can make, instead of making it 500, if I make it 200 and add a lot of starch, which we call the vehicle, you know, you will still be seeing the tablets. Of course, paracetamol is inside, but it is not enough paracetamol to give you the effect of that analgesic effect that you're expecting from it. So already that drug is counterfeited. So that is what these people that counterfeit drugs, they do. So it's one thing to produce this drug, it's another thing for them to have it in circulation. Once that drug is produced, what pharmacists also do is to ensure that, okay, we have to determine this drug, does it contain paracetamol? Tick, yes, it contains paracetamol. The next thing is, how much of paracetamol? So we do some analysis on these products. So because these people that are counterfeiting, they don't want it to go through all of that process. They don't want it to go through all of that process. What they do is that they look for other channels. We call them, we call them like more like black markets or other channels that they get to get these drugs distributed. Of course, there are agencies that try to stop this, from the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria to PCN. We also have NAFDAC working day and night to ensure that these drugs are not in circulation. But the problem is that these people always outsmart the regulatory agencies. If you catch them doing it this way today, be sure that next time they'll be choosing another path. So before you get them on that new path, by the time you catch up, they're already seeking another means of defrauding the society. In fact, it's been a rat race, and it's only God that can help us.
Okay, that takes us to the next question. How do you checkmate some street hawkers of these substandard drugs?
That has been a major problem in the society. In fact, when I was younger, it was worse than this. In the buses, everywhere, in the markets, everywhere you get to, you see people hawking drugs. And these people can barely spell their names. And you see them talking about drugs, telling you how one drug will take care of all the ailments that you can ever imagine in this world. It's Arobag, yes, that's the name they used to call it then. But really, in life, there's no one drug that does that magic that can cure all diseases. Usually, there are bogus claims just to get people to buy their products. And over time, with the advent of NAFDAC and the publicity that they have gained in the society, some of these things have been curbed. However, we still have it in some places, and we continue to work as pharmacists with other pharmacists in those regulatory agencies to curb them as much as we can. It's still a work in progress. We are not there yet, but we are still on it.
Okay, let me turn to you.
Yeah, sorry, before let me just say something about it. You know, there was a time in the state, the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, they had a task force, you know, in checking all these fake drugs. They go around, we are a member of the task force. Yes. But for some time now, they have not called us for any action. But I know the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Ekiti State Chapter, they have a task force that goes around to check those who are dealing with all these fake drugs and psychotropic substances. In
response to that task force is PIC, Pharmaceutical Inspection Committee. However, the reason why they have not been active in recent times is because the Director of Pharmaceutical Services, who is the chairman, has in recent times it changed. So the new person is settling in office, and I can assure you that in any moment from now, you'll be called upon for that inspection committee meeting.
Okay, Mr. Olowoniyi.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at it. Before this time around, you know, there's so much drug activities in the country, in Ekiti as well. So ranging from drug use to drug trafficking, and as a result of this, we've had a kind of it has become a kind of a concern to the authority in Nigeria. And how has it been, in Ekiti?
Since the advent of Brigadier General Bolanle Oreyemi-Osoba retired, he launched WADA, that is War Against Drug Abuse in Abuja. And as a follow-up, every state in Nigeria were mandated to carry out drug abuse awareness program. So in Ekiti State, every week we go out to vulnerable areas, vulnerable people. We go to secondary schools. We have visited many secondary schools in Ado and Ekiti State. We have visited the Loja of Ado, that is the main market. We visited the one here too, and we gathered their members together. We gave them a drug awareness talk. Then the OWC too were there sometimes ago with the market women there, and we told them reasons where they should not allow drugs within their community, within the market, and signs to watch out, even in their own homes, their children, signs to watch out for somebody that is abusing drugs. So the drug problem is huge, but with the advent of Brigadier Bolanle, the agency is on top. I'm not saying we cannot finish all, because as you pick an individual, there are 10 or so people that come and take the place of that person. So NDLEA is actually trying to we are falling ahead.
Yes, earlier you mentioned that there are some gray areas that you discovered that some narcotic plants have been planted. Can you name them?
Well, I can name them. In the areas where the first time, I think last year, as the time I became the state commander, we were at Ise. It's in the forest areas. We discussed, though the information came from the community, and we went there and we destroyed all the farms there. As I'm speaking to you now, I have not received any information as to whether they are back there again. And we have an officer there, our area command is there, they feed us back with the information. Then another area that I have been to in the state where Indian is cultivated is Ode. Ode, just outside, as you go outside of Ode, I'm going to Omo, you'll see very deep inside the forest there, they also have one there. Then around Ikole or Tunja area too, they have virtually all the government reserve forests here, they cultivate in there. Rather than using it to cultivate cash crops, cocoa, coffee, planting maize and yam, they divert them to planting in their hand.
Yeah, let's look at your agency to be able to function well, to be effective.
Yes.
Do you collaborate with other departments?
Yes, that's why Madam is here. Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, they are our good collaborators. In fact, I actually want to commend them. This is the first time they fully came out to support NDLEA in the war against drug abuse in Ekiti State. And apart from them also, we also have the patent medicine dealers, they are our collaborators. We also have NGOs, we have the Kaudi Adewale Foundation. Then the sister agencies like the police, the road safety, the civil defense, and all of them, they collaborate with us. Especially when we are going out on destruction for destruction of farms. We don't have enough manpower, but as we approach them to give us manpower, they clearly oblige us and give us as much as we need. So the collaboration is is good and has been very encouraging.
So has it been, in your operations out there, do you have statistics of, have you made some arrest?
Yes, yeah. Well, I can tell you that we go out almost every day, but I would just say in the past, since I came in as state commander October last year, we have had 53 male suspects arrested, 15 female suspects arrested, and we have a total of 68 suspects arrested up till this June. Then on the day we were going out for the work against drug abuse, my men went to a farm at Emure, I think that's how it is called, on the way to, as we are going outside of Ekiti State, going to Ondo State. and we destroyed about 6 farms there. We arrested 9 people. The 9 people are in the cell, and they will surely be prosecuted. And this morning, before I came here, the officers and men of NDLEA State Commander of Command and the officers of Ekiti Area Command also went to another farm. I've forgotten the area now. I've not gotten the details, but I know they have brought 4 people who are present with us, and they brought the exhibit, which is a fresh cannabis certificate from the farms.
Okay, again, your agency, is it partnering with any foreign agencies?
Yes, I can tell you that the UNODC, United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, is our partner. The European Union is our partner. In fact, both of them, both the European Union, the UNODC, they have done a lot. At least since I joined the NDLEA, I can say this time around is when we witness a lot of causes.
Okay, the next question is for both of you. But I'll start with you, madam.
Yes.
How do you monitor and track down the financial flow of drug businesses and illicit okay, let me end up with drug for now.
How do we track?
Yes, how do you monitor and track financial flow of drug businesses?
Well, that is beyond the scope of pharmacists in Ekiti. We don't have the, yes, we don't have our, it's not part of our duties of, it's not out of our jurisdiction. I believe that is more for the regulatory agencies.
Yes, for NDLEA, we only track or we are only concerned with funds or money derived from illicit drug abuse, illicit drug sales and trafficking. Initially, we used to have what EFCC do, you know, in terms of money laundering. But at a particular time, it was taken away from us. But we still have the function of tracking monies, finances, funds that are channeled through drug trafficking. Now, how do we do it? When a suspect is arrested, we have a form that will do the money laundering. We fill everything. The questions, about 50 questions you have to ask. What is your name? What is your business? What is your income? All those, what properties do you have? What other things? There are so many questions. So, getting that form, we now sit down and analyze. How much do you make? Do you have any business other than Indian hemp? You tell us. And from there, we'll be able to know. We also have the power to write the financial institutions like the banks. But please, can you give us the account, statement of account of this person? From there, we'll now look at it and find out whether he has actually sold drugs and paid in. But of course, many of them, they will disguise it and buy houses, buy cars, and that's what we call that is the laundry side of the drug trade. So NDLEA is empowered to do the money laundering, but based on what? Trafficking in drugs, not other crimes.
Yes, for those portioners out there, what's your statement of warning to them? Because some people believe that they cannot survive without being for those.
They are only harming themselves. Anybody that can say they cannot stop drugs, you are only killing yourself. I don't know whether you have seen a lot of clips on social media. You see a young boy, maybe between 15 and 20, dragging his head, scratching the body under the influence of on the floor, on the ground, bare ground, not even a floor like this that is carpeted. But so many other young girls. In fact, I saw 3 clips posted on one WhatsApp chat group that I have. A young, small boy, maybe about 5 or 6 years, smoking shisha. Smoking shisha. And I saw the other ones, small boys, Chinese boys smoking cigarettes and shisha. So they are only harming themselves. There's nothing good in it. I was at a program, they were saying that, I told them the advantages of not doing it is better than of using a drug, cocaine, or using any other drug is far. The advantages or disadvantages are more than the advantages. If you are sick, go to the hospital. There's drug for everything. Yes. If you have headache, there's drug for headache. You have pain, there are drugs for pain. Any sickness, at least as far as I know, there are drugs for them. But relying on drugs that can harm you, that can make you mad, that can kill you, I think they are going too far. So my advice for them is that they should just stop.
Madam, do you have any addition?
Yes, what I would like to add is that I know that anybody that has started up on drugs may not be able to retract on by himself. And that is why we are telling them that there's help. You can reach out to the mental health department of our tertiary institutions. It's not mad people that go there. People that need help tracing their steps back from drug abuse also benefit from the services rendered in those clinics. So I'd advise you can also reach out to your community pharmacist, because we know that the community pharmacist is the easiest to reach healthcare practitioner in our society. You walk up into a pharmacy, ask for the pharmacist, because we're able to manage any information that you make available to you, and we'll be able to help you link up with sources of help so that you'll be able to stay clean and off drugs. Thank you.
This is how far this program goes for today, and this is where we are going to be drawing the curtain for this program. I want to really thank you once again, Mr. Olowoniyi.
Thank you, sir.
The Ekiti State NDLEA Commander, and of course, pharmacist Mrs. Bolanle Oreyemi-Osoba, the Chairman, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Ekiti Chapter.
Thank you very much
for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you very much for having me.
My name again remains Kayode Adegbile. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
People of the Fountain.